What happens when two estranged siblings start digging up more than just memories in their mother's mold-infested basement?
They uncover a festering secret that's been growing longer than the mildew.
Find out next on Trees in Space. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Trees in Space, the podcast where we watch and review movies of all genre. We tell you what the critics thought, what the fans thought, and what we think. Is it worthy of a forest, a small grove, or just a stump to sit on? I am the most handsomest man on the internet, usually, but I shaved, Jason. And and with me as always, the brains in Boston, the witted to my Smitty, the one, the only, Nathan Hanks. And this week, in case you missed the thumbnail, we watched the 2025 movie Adulthood, starring Josh Gad and Kea Scodelario. I cannot say her name. Now that I've butchered that beginning, welcome.
I get to talk now?
Yes, you do.
All right. Hi everybody. Wonderful to see you, Jason, as always, and wonderful to be talking with you all out there in audience land. Jason,
Yes,
I you picked this movie, right?
I did.
I, with good conscience, did not watch the trailer to this movie. So I had zero expectations except for the fact, and the only thing I knew about this movie was Josh Gad was in it. So, wow, this is not adulthood. This
No,
is
well,
far
see,
from adulthood. So,
that
Jason,
was
I
my
think you might need to tell the audience what this movie's about so we can really dive into this movie because this title really
is
it
misleading.
hides it so much. Yeah.
Yes. This movie is when siblings Megan and Noah uncover a long buried corpse in their parents' basement. They stumble into a wildly escalating spirals of crime, cover-ups, and murder. The deeper they dig, the harder it becomes to escape. I agree with you 1,000%, sir. Why do they call it? That was my question. We talked about this before we recorded. I have a question for you, or in general. Why is it called adulthood?
Right.
Uh, the fact that he was failing at life in LA, yeah, that's adulthood. The fact that she had two kids and a husband who I thought was her her youngest brother because he looked way too young when I first saw him to be married to her.
Yeah.
Um,
And
that's
to be a
adulthood. But
and to be a professor? He looks
yes,
like he's 28. Like, can you be a professor at the age of 28? Is that a thing?
as long as you're instructing at a college, you're a professor. So as long as you got your 4 year degree so you can instruct at a college, so you can be 22 and be a professor. I think
Well,
I'll look it up and then dee, 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 dee. It starts off with the lady who owns the house. She is getting on top of her little ottoman, and yeah.
I had a question about that. So the clown that she adjusts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she adjusts that clown in the beginning of the movie, and then way later in the movie, dude adjusts the clown again.
Mm-hmm.
Did you expect more to happen from that? Like something
I
else to
expect
happen, like him to drop too?
Yes. I expected at the very end because we already talked about there's a corpse of the thing, and the corpse had its head banged in. I was expecting that clown was the murder weapon of the person downstairs.
That would have been
That's what I was thinking.
I like it. I don't care if that isn't it, but I want it to be that. Wow.
You did something right.
Um,
Because that would make sense. Why else would she move it? Why would she, you know? And that nurse is an evil woman. I get this,
yeah.
but you could tell she sucked at her job in the get go. The woman passes out and she goes, "Linda," or what?
Yeah.
Like what? She was so. Oh Lord, I'm like, this movie kind of to me was all over the place.
Did
Like,
you know that this movie had a dead body in the wall before watching this
no,
movie?
no.
Okay, so
I,
when she was walking and she was like scratching at the wall and they're showing the wall, I was like, that's probably a body in there. And all of a
I
sudden
figured the
she
same.
pitches it enough and all of a sudden the body just plops out at her. I was like, all right, well,
Yep.
okay.
And they knew who it was. And they should have just called the police. They should
Yes,
have just
just called the
called
police.
the police.
It was
One sec.
30 years ago.
They should have called the police.
Yeah,
You, what did you
yeah,
say? 30 years?
30 years. Like, and it's crazy because at one point Meg asked Noah how he's going to sleep with that thing in the basement, and he very wittedly retorts with, "I had my whole adolescence or my whole
Right.
life."
My whole adolescence.
Yeah,
What?
Do you know how many hours of PlayStation I played on that couch?
I lost my virginity on that couch.
like
And because he wouldn't have the house. And the fact that he's like, the family's going to sue us. For what? The kids did nothing about it. They didn't do anything. I mean, not about it, but they didn't do anything. They didn't kill no one. They didn't hide no one.
they
You
sue
can't
the
sue
mom,
them.
the parent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like, okay, you gotta sue the mom for the house. It's like, well, who says the mom even knows she was in there? Who says
right,
the dad didn't do it all?
right.
And she has a stroke anyway. So you call it, and then even if you don't call the cops, when you start getting blackmailed because a stroke victim tells somebody, I wouldn't worry about it. I'm like, really? Tell the cops. Tell the cops a stroke victim that can't speak told you she killed somebody 30 years ago, put her in the wall, and now you are the only one that knew about this, and the
Yeah,
body ends up somewhere else. I think maybe you did that, Mrs. Day Cleaner or whatever, Day Cleaner,
I
nurse.
the fact that
Spoiler alerts. Spoiler alerts.
I think her name is Grace. But like the whole movie, it was funny because she was like to Meg, she goes, "What's my name?" She goes, and Meg's like, "She's who?" And Grace is like, "We've met 5 times. We've been
Yep.
introduced 5 separate occasions. You still don't know my name. Like I get it. At least know the person that's taking care of your mother's name. Like
I don't think I remembered her name either. To be fair,
really."
no. I would. I would. I
Like I
would. I'd
would
make it a
probably be
point to know
giving
someone's
this
name.
woman like gift baskets for Christmas or
Hmm.
something. Like
Well, she's only there for 4 months, so
it's
which
true.
is why it's hard for me to believe that the mother told her anything. But I would have. Oh,
Unless it was
and
at
I
the
just said spoiler
hospital.
alerts. Right. Why did they say, hey, we need to take your vehicle and put the body in your vehicle? Wouldn't it have been smarter to put the body in the mother's vehicle? That way all the evidence is on the mother's car. Because you don't
Yeah,
want to go down for what the mother did. You try to get away from it all. I did like how
right.
they said go out there at 3 o'clock in the morning because there's nobody on the road. And there are
Oh, there's
people on
just
the road.
if you were put in the situation where you actually had to dispose of a body, because you and I apparently have agreed that given the situation these two were put in, that we would just call the authorities.
Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man.
Yes.
But let's say you had to go dump a body. Would you leave it wrapped or would you dump it unwrapped?
I would absolutely dump it unwrapped.
Me too.
I
Why
would.
they dump it wrapped? Is there something that we don't know about dumping bodies that it's better to
I
leave
guess
them wrapped?
if you have rocks to weigh it down, it's one thing, but this was a decomposed body.
Yeah,
It was done. I don't know if bones float. I I maybe you do it that way,
maybe.
but it also seems to me that their better option was to drive over to the bridge they went to the second time,
Yeah.
put the body in some sort of uh, um, suitcase that isn't, and weighed that down with, I don't know, concrete.
Well, yeah, I was
Pour
gonna
concrete.
say just take some chains, wrap it around the feet with a block of concrete, like a cinder block, drop the cinder block, the body goes down, and you just float the
Well,
body underneath the water.
I would figure you want something in case a bone comes up, so you want to keep it wrapped together. But if you're gonna put it where they put it in 2 foot of water, I don't think you need to wrap it. And the other oh, I love it. What's his name? The cousin. We watched the movie he was in. Do you remember? Bald-headed dude.
Bodie. He was in
Yeah.
Death of a Unicorn. He was a butler.
Yes, I've seen him in another movie too. Love him. Loved his character. Thought it was
So
great.
weird. He made me
He's great.
uncomfortable.
He made me uncomfortable. Yeah, if I think ever happens to my aunt, I'm just gonna come behind you and slit your throat. And I was like, yeah, that would work for me. I'd be scared. I was like, okay, just go away. I'm sorry I bothered you. Bodie. Bodie. It's great. And how does he own the house he owns? I mean, I thought they were going to blame him. I thought they were going to put the pendant on him.
Yeah. I
It kind of
also thought
switched. That part switched.
I also thought he was gonna kill Noah, and is he at dinner, that whole scene made me very uncomfortable with the kids.
Yes.
Like all of that made me very uncomfortable. Um the when the nurse reveals her plan, it was like right around like 50 minutes and 30 seconds or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wait a minute. She tells Devontae, her
Devontae.
that she's gonna turn them in. And right away, I'm
Yes.
like,
Anyhow.
wait a minute. If you turn them in, you just now admitted to blackmailing the family for this
Yes.
murder. So you are going to
Yes.
go to jail too.
Because
Like,
I don't know what is a bigger crime, moving a body or blackmailing someone when you find out they removed a body.
right.
I'd imagine they're about the same. I imagine they would probably the same. They didn't kill the person. They had no, but they were scared, so they moved the body. That's all they did. I mean, at the beginning, that was all they did. And I ain't saying that's not a big deal, but it's probably not as big a deal
Well,
as.
and the other thing too is the nurse also would be withholding information pertinent
Yes,
to the
investigation.
murder and the investigation of
Yeah.
the woman,
Yes, doorless, doorless,
Doris.
doorless. I just there's apparently this is a Coen Brothers movie, and
This
I
is
I
what?
know
This is a
Coen
Coen Brothers.
Brothers.
Really
Yes.
interesting.
I could see it in parts of the dark comedy parts of it, which I didn't think was that funny anyhow. But usually they kind of like they kind of tie it in a bow, maybe a little bit of string on the end, but they didn't do that with this one.
I think one of the darkest humor, like the really most twisted thing, is when Noah brought the now lone surviving family member to live in that area into the basement to play
Yes,
video games,
yes,
where his mom had been lying dead for 30 years.
yes,
That whole thing was super awkward. And then when the guy was like, "Oh, Noah told me about it. I'm fine
yeah.
with it." Like, I was like, "Oh my God." And he
It's
told
good to have
him,
closure.
and he's just, yeah. I was like, wow, this is fucking weird.
It's really weird because he was the one who said at the beginning, if you do this, move this body, we can't turn back. You're gonna wake up when your grandma and think about moving this body and stuff. And the person that cracked was Noah.
Yeah.
Noah was the one that felt like Noah was. Oh, I couldn't stand either one of these two actually. Both characters were really
I do
didn't like
have
any
to
of them.
say though, Josh Gad did a phenomenal job, either him or makeup, because he really like his character dishevels through this
Yes,
movie. Like he
A-
just
and he's a
crumbles
lot
to
better
almost
actor than I
nothing.
thought he was. I didn't. I
Yeah.
mean, I know he's a great voice actor, but I guess if you're a good voice actor, probably I can't. You don't always move to being a good actor because you have to emote your face and do things with your face and look a certain way. I think he did great. I was really impressed with his actual acting ability, and of course the woman, Kaya, she
Meg?
did an outstanding. Yes, I thought she did out her. Yeah, I was doing her actress's name, but I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
remember.
I don't sorry.
Scodelario. Um, but I thought she did fine. I thought the acting was really top
Yeah.
notch for everyone.
um Her strength that she develops throughout the movie, because it's like the two adjust the confidence in
Hmm.
like Noah had all the confidence in the beginning, Meg only had a little bit, but by the end of the
Hmm.
movie it was Meg who was the alpha person in this family, the
Yes.
monarch, if you will, and then Noah was just like, "Hey man, you got it, whatever you need here for the family." Um, One thing I want to say that I thought was pretty funny is, and I don't know if you noticed it, the flag football game.
Mm.
Did you notice the teams that were playing against each other?
No, but I did notice that the kid ran the ball this way, and some really 7'2" kid goes to, I think, take his head off because he goes by his head and not for his flags as he runs past him. It's like, what are you going after? What are you
So
waving at?
it was the Vikings versus the Vikings, but
Oh,
one had white and one was purple. So what I think
oh,
they did is they just went on Amazon and ordered a bunch of like pennies of all the same size. Because there's even one scene you can see the kid in the back and they like twisted it back so that way it would actually kind of like fit him, like they put like a
oh,
hair
I didn't notice
elastic or
that. No.
something. And I thought it was
But
funny.
you
And
being
also
the flag football coach, you would notice that kind of thing.
yeah, and also the flags that they used are stupid, stupid cheap. Like like they're awfully cheap. So I was like, oh, they definitely saved a few bucks here.
I'm
Like,
sure they did. It's just I was gonna say when I forgot what I was gonna say about about her, and yeah, it doesn't matter. I got
um,
see the thing is I'm trying to listen to what you're saying to
y-
respond to you, and I'm trying to remember what I was going to say, and something has to give. So and you didn't say anything worth responding
well,
to.
I got one last thing to say about
Oh.
it that when the whole time Meg, Bodhi, and Noah are together in Bodhi's house. From the sword fight to the point where Meg shoots him, all plausible to be something you would find probably on a Tuesday night in Florida. Like that whole thing. I was like, oh my God, it's just missing an alligator. That's the only thing
Yeah,
that's missing right here from this
and
from
they're not
this
in
movie.
Florida, I don't think. And where did they? We already said spoiler alert, but Brody's body. Did they throw it into the river? Was she? Because she
A
carried it.
well. A well.
A well. Oh, his well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that water is contaminated. I can't tell what that was. And the fact that he vomited when he got stabbed in the hand, I thought that was pretty disgusting. But I hate when they show that stuff. You can kind of show me someone vomiting. I get the idea when someone does it. So, well, so I guess we shall move on to the 5-star and 1-star reviews. So the first 5-star review comes from Rick B. These are the types of stories that makes one fall in love with cinema. Excellent screenplay, well directed, and the acting is immaculate. Run to the theaters. I thought this was an Amazon movie. I don't think it's in the
This
theaters.
isn't Netflix.
I think it's Amazon.
Uh, the first 1 star or less comes from Daniel H. It sucked. By the end, I wanted to murder myself.
It's not that serious, Daniel. Um, go touch grass. The next 5-star review comes from Megan I. Love this film. Great script executed by a stellar cast. Perfect balance of thriller and comedy. I didn't see, I'll get the thriller part. Suspense, maybe.
It
What
did,
about the
yeah,
cops?
for sure. The next 1 star or less comes from John B. Had better expectations based on the ratings, but this movie disappointed. A dumb plot that gets dumber. It's supposed to be a comedy drama, but there's nothing funny or anything redeeming. Not a fan of Josh Gad and thought his acting was unremarkable. Skip it.
I love how you enunciated that. That was great. Josh Gad, yeah, it might not have been. It might, you're not going to like, think he's a great actor, but I think he did great for who he is. And the plot wasn't great, but it did snowball to murder and chaos, and for no real good reason.
No reason whatsoever. Zero.
Yeah. And I'm just telling you, everyone out there that's listening to me that actually considers me a friend, which is none of you. I'm talking about you, Nate. But if you ever find a body in the cellar and stuff, don't call me because I'm calling the cops. Plain and
Yep.
simple.
Oh,
No.
yeah, absolutely. I will not.
Nope. It's like, nope.
I'm calling them.
Yep.
So you
Yep.
better get to
Like,
my house before the cops get to yours because I'm
yeah, it's like,
calling.
I'm calling before the body hits the floor. Okay, the last 5-star review comes from somebody, Jeffrey G. Adulthood pulled me right in from the start. The writing is smart and characters are layered, and the vibe makes every scene feel rich and intentional. Plus, it has a sword fight. Loved it. It does have a sword fight.
It does have a sword fight. For some reason, there's a sword fight. The last 1 star less comes from CB. The brother and sister are so unlikable. I didn't care what might happen to them.
I wasn't concerned what happened to them either. I just wanted a bad thing happen to the nurse, and I wanted the cousin to nothing bad happen to the cousin. So I got 50-50. I got I
Yeah.
definitely didn't want them to get away with it. But the nurse, I mean the detective said, "Hey, this will get solved. Might take 30 years, but it will get solved." So I guess that's the way of telling us.
Yeah. Can we get that watch back? That detective got
Yada yada.
shook.
Yeah.
She got shook when the daughter said, can we get that what we have sentimental value or family value?" And she's like, "Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, well, we know that you were involved in this somehow."
You have no heart whatsoever.
Yeah.
I want to stay married to her. You want the kids? Go ahead. I'm getting
Oh
far
yeah,
away from
no,
all of you, but
that
my
mama
kids.
cares about them kids. She almost had an
Yes.
anxiety attack when that meter started going off on her phone.
Yeah, I don't. Is the child diabetic, and that's a very bad diabetic if he's that diabetic, and they haven't got it stabilized yet before he goes to bed and gives him food.
Yeah.
Just bad parenting. Uh, the WTF comes from Daniel R. 5 stars. Love this. What a wild ride. Toronto didn't know what hit them.
Is this filmed in Toronto?
I have no idea. Was it a
Uh,
Toronto Film Festival, maybe?
some reason I think there was New York plates on the cars, and
Uh-huh.
if you're if you caught it, or I don't know how to say this. I'm pretty certain that Toyota sponsored this movie somehow because I'm certain mostly all the cars were Toyotas.
Let's go on and see what the critics and the audience rate this movie.
Can't wait.
Well, the critics at Rotten Tomatoes scored this film a 71%, while the audience, which is you at home, scored this 10% more at 81%.
Hmm.
High praise.
Hmm. I think that's pretty fair. Actually, I think that's fair. I don't. Hmm.
Okay, well,
Hmm.
we should find out, you know.
Hmm.
He did that other one. He went, and I was doing it
Hmm. Hmm. Interesting.
Well, you heard us discuss it. You heard what the audience and the critics said about it. You also know what Rotten Tomatoes on the audience rated. Now you get to hear what me and Nate rate this movie. Um, I didn't know what to expect when I get into this movie because, like you, I did not watch the preview. I knew something was happening with digging something out because I'm pretty sure the poster shows a shovel and something's in the basement. So I didn't know if it was a body or jewelry or an alien. I had no idea. I didn't know it was a Coen brother either movie. Um, I thought I would probably recommend it to my surgeon if he had an hour and a half to kill, because it is an hour and a half long, and it seems a little long. It felt like it was longer than an hour and a half to me. I don't think it moves well. I don't think it went from Act One to Act Two to Act Three well. I think it was just kind of all smushed together. I can't tell you where Act Two began and where Act Three ended. Right, Act Two ended, Act Three began. Um, but I guess that's how life actually is. And Coen Brothers have a tendency to do movies that how Fold Like Life or Unfold Like Life. I thought Josh Gad was fine. I thought the I can't remember her last name right now. I thought she did great. Acting was fine. Script was fine. It was a fine movie. I'm not over the moon over it. And because I'm not over the moon over it, it was a fine movie. And we saw no boobies or butts
Or
or
a wiener.
nipples or a wiener, unless you count the skeleton, which I don't. It doesn't get a stump bump. It's an average movie at best, but it was enjoyable. So I will give it 3 trees.
My turn, assholes.
I agree with this movie. It did feel long, like it was weird because an hour and a half isn't that bad of a time. Um, but the last 30 minutes, I kept scrolling over the screen here to see like how long it's been. I'm like, man, I still got 30 minutes. Oh man, I still have 28 minutes. Holy crap, I still have 25 minutes. Like it just kept dragging. Um, the I think I enjoyed the journey of what not to do in this situation. This was a good, like, when you see the sticker on a hot tub that says "Do not dive into the hot tub," you know that because somebody has already done that once. Um, so it's a good lesson learned of what not to do when you find a dead body in the wall of your basement. Um, with that, agree, recommend. I think I'd recommend it to my surgeon. And I agree. I'll give it 3 trees.
Well, you heard it here. Nate gives this movie 3 trees. I give this movie 3 trees. We have agreed on the film. It happens on occasion. It's not so unique anymore. But what do you think? What do you think of this film? Please write down in the comment section. Tell us if this is the kind of film you want us to watch, or if you don't, you'd rather have something else. Just feed the algorithm monster because it helps our channel grow, and we want our channel to grow so we can give you the entertainment that you so richly deserve. So, we'll see you next Monday on Trees in Space.
What?